Yeah, it's mostly, like you said, off-grid communities, like island communities, communities that are very far and difficult to reach. And so we'll provide that, as well as provide you with the strategies we intend pursuing to achieve universal access, some of which, like I said, has to do with off-grid solar solutions. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Only to add that I'm prompting the Assurance Committee to take note of that, because I will require the answer immediately. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to ask a supplementary question. I want to find out from the Minister the model in using to arrive at a determination of access. No. I'm asking this question with regards to the answer you gave, that between 2009 and January 2017, there was an exponential increase, the access by 30%. And between 2021 to date, 5 percentage points. I want to understand the formula that is used in arriving at that, whether there are different models in arriving at that. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there are no different models. It's one standard, and the standard is using the population and housing census. We know all the communities. And so assuming you have 10,000 communities, and maybe 5,000 of the communities, you've dropped the electricity, then you assume that you have 50% access. And so if you drop electricity in more communities, then it increases the access rate. And so the access rate is based on the population and housing census, taking into account the number of communities. But as you move ahead, it becomes more difficult, because then you are dealing with difficult to reach communities. And it's like that in economics. If you get to a level, you need more work to, it's more or less like diminishing returns, kind of. And so that is why normally when you start from a lower level, it's much easier to move up. But when you get to a higher level, you will need to put in more in order to bring more communities. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, you turn to question 49. Question 49, and the question stands in the name of a member for Etiwa West. Etiwa West, Honourable Mrs. Loretta Koko Asante.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
I hope you'll be able to mention all the names well.
I'll try.
Is that the caveat that you will try?
Yes, I'll try. I rise on Order 88. To ask the Honourable Minister for Energy and Green Transition, when the electrification extension, which was to be undertaken as an emergency turnkey project in 2024 in the following communities, will begin. I, Kwaben, I, Abomosu, I, Tumfa, Ivy, Moso, V, Sankube Nase, VI, Asunafo, VII, Asamama, VII, Akwabuaso, IX, Ikoso, X, Jamase, XI, Pame, XII, Awinari, XIII, Akropon, XIV, Banso, XV, Boma, XVI, Abisim, SVII, Safari Chrome, XIX, Yamama, XS, Akukuso, and then Safari Chrome. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, these are 20 communities that have been listed. And Mr. Speaker, in August 2024, the ministry entered into a 10-key contract, that is to say, to procure, supply, install, and hand over with MS Eco International Limited. My checks indicate that due to funding constraints, right from August, the project has stalled. As you are aware, we are still in the transition period, and until a budget is approved, as minister, I simply cannot execute any financial commitment. Also, you will need financial clearance from the Ministry of Finance before we can commence in terms of a commencement. And so this is top on our agenda. Once the budget is approved and the funding is made available, we shall reactivate this contract and ensure that these 20 underlisted communities are electrified. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, I think electricity extension to communities, existing communities with electricity, I mean, it's becoming an issue in so many communities. Even in my constituency, so many communities that needs electricity extension. So please look at it.
Mr. Speaker, that is very true. And it's all because the distribution company is financially weakened. For instance, if you take the cash waterfall mechanism, ECG was to get 49 million. Their salaries, assuming they don't do anything, the salaries is 110 million. And yet, based on the collections, ECG was to get 49 million. And so they are unable to pay salaries, let alone extend electricity to communities. And if they don't extend the electricity, they wouldn't get the revenue in order to even pay their workers. So it's something we are looking at and working very hard to deal with. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Energy and Green Transition. On behalf of the House, let me thank you exceedingly for attending upon the House to respond to your own colleagues. Honorable Minister, we are grateful to you and you are hereby discharged. Leadership, are we summoning the Minister for Local Government?
Speaker, yes, we have to take him.
Yes. So, Minister...
He's a senior member of the House, so
yes,
today we have to take him.
Mensurokra.
Speaker, that is the directive the government side is giving, the signal, that yes, after the energy minister, we should proceed to take the local government.
Yes.
I have no objection, except to put on record that I am not the one delaying the celebration of the Women's Day. I am not the one.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, again, we are going to manage the House. Help me. I may not entertain a lot of supplementary questions, and you should understand the reason. So, honorable members, our own senior brother is on the chair, coming to respond to his own colleagues. Yes, let's turn to question 26. Question 26. And the question stands in the name of a member for Offenso North, Honorable Dr. Fred Che Asamoah. Honorable, the Minister is available now. You may ask your question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs when the University of Local Governance and Development Bill will be laid to allow the operationalization of a university in Akumadine in the Offenso North constituency.
Yes. Yes. Honorable Minister, you heard the question? Honorable Fresche, I think I've always been talking about the fact that when you speak, you don't hear it loudly. So just get up, ask the question, this time loudly. Ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Ladies.
I rise to ask the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs when the University of Local Governance and Development Bill will be relayed to allow the operationalization of a university in Akumadine in the Offenso North constituency. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the bill for the establishment of the University of Local Governance and Development, ULGD, was submitted to this House last year, to the 8th Parliament. Unfortunately, the 8th Parliament was unable to pass it. Government has just been formed, and budget statement was presented yesterday. Mr. Speaker, in view of this, I wish to indicate that the Ministry will take steps to resubmit the bill to this House, and after request has been made and executive approval achieved jointly by myself and my brother, the Minister for Education. Mr. Speaker, once that is done, the bill will be relayed to this House for approval. Mr. Speaker, it is envisaged that once the necessary approvals have been sought and the bill has been passed, the university will promote academic and professional excellence in local governance in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Minister for the response. Mr. Speaker, I want to follow up. You know, the Local Government Institute, which was established in 2003 by Act 647, is to help build capacity for local governance under the Local Government Ministry. Mr. Speaker, now that it's going to be a university, will the Minister be willing to move its supervision to the Ministry of Education and to be properly regulated by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission Act 1023? Because I'm reliably informed that the Tertiary Education Commission is not having any documentation as to the process in establishing this university of higher education. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the bill in question, which is being asked to be relayed, is a joint bill by my good self and the Honorable Minister for Education. And I know GTech work closely with him, so clearly that will not be a problem. As to whether they are aware or they are not aware, myself and my good brother, the Minister for Education, will do this jointly together. So don't entertain any fears at all.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to follow up. Since this institute is being affiliated to Kwame Nkrumah University, and it's been around for more than 10 years, and per Act 1023, there are some consequences. And this institute is issuing some tertiary level certificate. How early is the minister envisaging to relay this bill and to make sure that we can get it passed in order not to affect the students that might obtain some certificate from this institute or the university that we intend bringing? Thank you.
Minister, how early can we?
Mr. Speaker, the university has been programmed for in the budget that was presented yesterday. So even if the bill is relayed in this House after its approval, the budget will have to be approved. And secondly, since it's a joint bill between myself and the Minister for Education, I unilaterally cannot say today or tomorrow, but the two of us have prioritized this one, and we are taking urgent steps to make sure that it's relayed before this House. Mr. Speaker, you agree that the bill was laid. It was Parliament in the 8th Parliament that was unable to pass it. And as a Parliament, I was not Parliament. Parliament collectively was unable to pass it in the 8th Parliament. And clearly, Mr. Speaker, this is what I think that both sides agree, that is a matter of urgent national importance and must be prioritized. So I want to assure my respected colleague that your fears will be done away with. Don't entertain any fear. Once you have the zeal and the will, we will collectively work together and the university will be established. We are not talking of only the Akumadan, as you have stated. The university may have even campuses in Akumadan, Accra, and even Tamale. So it's something that we are all prioritizing, and it will be done.
Thank you very much. No, it's okay. No. I wouldn't. You've asked two supplementary questions. Let me give the man.
Speaker, the minister gave an...
Leader, let me give you, then I'll come back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, this particular one, I am just allowing one or two because it is not constituency specific. This goes beyond the constituency. That's why I'm allowed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let me congratulate the minister for reassuring the House that the bill is going to be reintroduced into Parliament. But are you going to amend it? Are you going to reintroduce some few components into it, or you are going to bring the bill to the floor of the House in that state and form that it was before the 8th Parliament was dissolved? Thank you.
Yes, Honourable.
Mr. Speaker, law should be dynamic. And looking at the stages that we went through in the 8th Parliament, you strongly believe with me that we wanted to even pass it on a certificate of urgency. And much work was done about it. The committees of Parliament have just been formed. So we can have what we call pre-laying before the actual thing will be laid, so that we can have expeditious passage of the bill to have our university running.
Yes, Honourable Minority Whip.
Speaker, the minister spoke to the truth, relieving the fact that the first attempt was to pass it under certificates of urgency, and the fact that we attempted passing this into law at the 8th Parliament. Fact is, then it was shepherded by the local government minister. And back and forth, I recall the Honorable Dafemekwo and colleagues who strongly contended that it had to be shepherded by the Ministry of Education. Now, I hear Minister saying it is going to be jointly sponsored. Are you saying this on authority, or you are yet to do the consultation with your colleague, Minister of Education?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, it is going to be a university for Ghana, not university for a ministry. And when matters of education comes, matters of education will have to involve the Minister for Education. And that's why I'm willing that myself and the Minister for Education must have something to do. Because education generally will have something to do with the Minister of Education. So I'm not trying to say that I will wholly take it with that, the input and for the expeditious passage. I don't see my former minority, the respected Minister for Education, in putting any stumbling block. Even though in administration, when there are many clearance points, decision making becomes difficult. But he is one of the fastest leaders that I know in terms of taking quick decisions. So the two ministries shepherding it will rather iron things out and get the best for the country, but it will not put a stumbling block. But I'm saying it on authority that I'm in discussion with him. We are discussing. We have not yet concluded.
Well. Honorable members, leader, I thank you. I thank you respectfully. So, Honorable, we turn to question 27. Question 27, and the question stands in the name of a member for Kwabri East, Honorable Akwasi Jemfi Onyine Champon. Honorable, you have the floor now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. So, Speaker, I rise to ask the Honorable Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs when work will resume on the Mampontein market, which has been abandoned in the answer since 2012 in the Kwabri East constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Western Housing, through the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, in the year 2012, contracted High Brain Limited to construct Mampontein Jubilee Market at Mampon at an amount of 3,475,685 Ghana cedis, 40 pesos. Works at the market commenced on 1st August 2012 and was supervised by ABP Consult Limited, Kumasi. The scope of work covers the following: construction of 3-story administration block, construction of 2-story lockable shops, banks, supermarket with warehouse, market store, daycare center, clinic and ancillary structures, butchers shops, external works and services, water, electrical and mechanical installation. Mr. Speaker, the project, however, stalled by 31st December 2012, and by 31st August 2013, the contractors suspended operation and left site. No construction activity has been carried out since then for the past 13 years, leading to the deterioration of the uncompleted structure. The current completion rate of the project is 55% since 2008. Mr. Speaker, the ministry will collaborate with the Ministry of Finance, Western Housing, Works, Housing, Water Resources, the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, and the Kwabri East Municipal Assembly to explore available funding options and ensure completion of the project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Onyina, any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, during yesterday's budget statement, the Honorable Finance Minister told us that the ministers responsible for the respective ministries will come in and give us detailed analysis of their own budget. I would like to ask the Minister for Local Government that, is this project captured in his budget for 2025? And if it is not, I would like to plead with him earnestly to consider capturing it, since it's been stored for quite a while, and that's 12 years now. So, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have stock of all the projects initiated by agencies and authorities under our ministry. And this project is one of such projects. What the directive the Minister for Finance gave was that we must prioritize. Colleague, once these have been brought to my attention, the needful thing to be done is that after answering the question, see me so that we see how best we can bring this matter to a rest. Because this is one of the oldest projects in the ministry, awarded in 2012 for the past 13 years and at 55% completion rate. I think we have to put the matter to rest. We will complete it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Patrick Buama. Honorable Patrick Buama, did you hear your friend? He said the member should see him. The member.
Mr. Speaker, to see him for what?
You resume your seat.
You are inviting the member into trouble. I know my brother Ahmed.
You resume your seat. Majority Chief Whip, I haven't come to you.
Mr. Speaker, it's
I'm not inviting anybody.
That they are colleague members of Parliament. They can engage on a topical matter such as this.
Honorable Patrick Buama, I'm happy that the minister is even inviting him to see him for engagement. Honorable member, let me hear you for your supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. And I would also like to thank the minister for inviting me to see him. I'm very grateful, Minister. My next supplementary question is, Honorable Minister, in the interim, the market women are sitting under high tension. Yes, and they've been under the high tension for quite a while. I would like to ask, is there any provision that we can make for them so that we will get them off this hazardous place? And also, is there any provision that probably we can link with the Ministry of Health, even probably to just have some tests and look into what issues these sitting under high tensions have caused, their health-wise, because it's very important that our mothers receive this treatment. Otherwise, the next 10, 15 years, they might start suffering the consequences of sitting under this high tension for quite a while. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, generally, these are matters of governance. Something that was started in 2012. For the past 13 years, we've not completed it. I think the priority now should be how best we can address that one, to get that one done. Because if you look at the completion rate, it's about 55%. We only need the 45% to complete it. If we're able to prioritize this, they will move in, because they've been at where they are for a very long period. So the few months or days that they will have to wait for us to complete it and bring them, I think they may be able to have that patience. So my colleague, I want you to bear with me. I have a burning desire to get this one fixed, and we are in it together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, we turn to question 2.8. Question 2.8. And the question stands in the name of the same honorable member for Kwabri East, Honorable Kwesi Jemfi Onyine Champo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise again to ask the Minister for Local Government and Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs when work will resume on the abandoned AstroTurf project at Abuaso, funded by the District Assembly's Common Fund in the Kwabri East District.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, with funding from the District Assembly Common Fund, DACF, commissioned procurement for 20 normal AstroTurfs. The Kwabri East Municipal Assembly intended to site the project in Mamponten. However, the site was changed to Abosu in the same municipality because a similar project was sited at the original site. Mr. Speaker, the Kwabri East Municipality was part of the package including the Asante Akin South of Finsu North Municipal Assembly, which was awarded to Artistic Construction Solutions Limited, totaling an amount of 14,940,962 cedis. The projects were expected to be completed in 6 months. The consultancy firm responsible for the supervision of the project is FEDEMS Limited. Mr. Speaker, the AstroTech project commenced in June 2024. Payment of 15% mobilization was given to the contractor. Work on the project was stalled since September 2024 due to delays in honoring the interim payment certificates by the administrator for this Assembly Common Fund. The contractor has since left site for non-payment of the IPCs. Currently, the project is about 15% complete. The Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council is taking appropriate steps to review the contract and the process of the pending certificate to enable the contractor to return to site. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. We turn to question 20. Or you have supplementary questions?
Just one.
Well, let's hear you.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Minister mentioned that when the projects will be reviewed, I would like to first of all ask if there were any contractual issues with the project, and secondly, what are the timelines that he will propose for the payment of the IPCs that have already been submitted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the funding source for payment is the District Assembly Common Fund, even though the project was awarded at the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council. And you know, similar projects was awarded across the whole country. I'm not saying that we have reviewed, but what I'm saying is that I don't know why, just for not honoring the payment certificates, interim payment certificates, after the contractor has been given 15% mobilization, he should leave site. That's why I say that the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council is taking process to be able to review why the delay and how best we can complete it on time. That's what I meant.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Let's turn to question 29. Member for Finsu North again, Honorable Dr. Freche Asamoah. Honorable, you may ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I rise again to ask the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs, when the ongoing construction of 6-unit classroom block in Akumadine and in King Kenso, and the teachers' quarters in Brahuma Rural Clinic at Akrofua will be completed under the Integrated Rural Development Project 2.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Right, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry through the Social Investment Fund, SIF, signed a contract dated 4 September 2024 with Backstar Ghana Limited under the Integrated Rural Development Project, Phase 2, for the construction of the following infrastructure sub-projects in the Finsu North Municipal Assembly to be completed by 24th March 2025. The contract covers the following: 6-unit classroom block and 8-seater WC toilet block with mechanized borehole at Islamic Basic School, Akumadan, and that is 35% completed. 6-unit classroom block and 8-seater water closet toilet block with mechanized borehole at RC Basic School at Inking Castle, and that is 40% completed. 1 normal 4-unit teachers' quarters with mechanized borehole at Brehuma, and that is 52% completed. 1 normal 2-bed nurses' quarters with mechanized borehole, and 1 normal rural clinic with mechanized borehole at Akrofua, and that is 15%, and these are 15% and 25% completed. And then 1 normal mass in-situ concrete convert at Akumadan, and that is 98% completed. On the average, the projects are about 37% completed and expected to be completed as scheduled amidst previous delays and implementation. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable, I'll give you last slot. Supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, I have two supplementary questions. So if you like, I want to put the two together. The first one, Mr. Speaker, the completed time was originally 24th of March 2025. And with the completion rate as given by the Honorable Minister, are we on schedule? And how fast will the Minister assure us that this project, which is dear to the people of my constituency, will be completed? And two, Mr. Speaker, I know there are some pending IPCs for this project, and I would like to ask them, the Honorable Minister, how will he assure us that these IPCs will be honored timely? And last question, Mr. Speaker, Brahma is in my constituency. I know there very well. In fact, on the Kumasi Tamale stretch, when you get to Kobreso, you branch off at Kobreso, then you get to Pokukrum, you go to Mentuka, then you get to Brahma. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister stated 52% completion for the teachers' quarters. I'm not really sure because I've just gotten an update of the project. Maybe it might be a typo if the Honorable Minister, which I'm very grateful to him. In fact, he is on and he is willing to help us complete. Will he confirm whether it's either 0.52, 5.2, or 52%? Because there's a huge difference between 5.2 and 52%. It's almost 46.8 percentage points. So if the Honorable Minister will double check his figures, since this house is a house of records. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is the rate of completion or the situational status that have been given. And I know my technical team is telling me that it's 52% completed. My colleague should let us see to how best we can complete it. And you agree with me that the completion date should have been end of this year, this month. Clearly, we are in transition period, and you know what transition periods are. So maybe after, from here, after the transition, we must see how best we can progress to be able to bring these things. Because this room, classrooms, and these are small projects that the SIF can see to their completion. And I believe that even the officer in charge visited this site before the answer was given to me. So, Mr. Speaker, the statistics I've given are accurate, and we'll see to the completion of it. And that's why, holistically, we said the entirety of the project is 37% complete. So we are not up to 50% yet. So it will be completed.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, we will take the last question. And the question stands in the name of a member for Abuakwa South. Abuakwa South, Honorable Dr. Kinsela Jiman. Is the honorable member around? I may permit any member to Speaker, take the question for and on behalf of honorable member.
Speaker, the member has mentioned to me that he wants to step down the question.
He wants to step down the question?
Temporarily step it down.
Very well. Very well. So on that note, on behalf of the House, let me express our profound gratitude to the Minister, one of our own, of course, for attending upon the House to answer questions from his own colleagues. Honorable Minister, we are grateful to you, and you are hereby discharged. Honorable members, statements time. And I believe today is the day for the ladies. But before we take the statement from Honorable Comfordo, honorable members, I want to inform the House that we have a guest here. The official government statistician is here. We more or less to apprise us with some statistical issues. So after the ladies kindly hold on for us, we'll give you opportunity to. So, honorable members, let me.
For affirmative action, for affirmative fight against discrimination and persevere through hardship to educate their children. Mr. Speaker, you have risen beyond words and created a neighborhood environment for women by passing the Affirmative Action Bill. We say thank you. Mr. Speaker, the President, John Dramani Mahama, has also paved way for women by giving us a female Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Jainana Opoku Agyeman. Women in Ghana say ayeko and thank you. Mr. Speaker, the men should not forget that God created men because he wanted them and created women because he needed them. Every man needs a woman. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, you need a woman to complete your task. The police service needs a woman. The fire service needs women. The customs service needs women. Corporate organization, you need women. Mr. Speaker, we are ready to occupy various positions. Mr. Speaker, we are ready to deliver. They should give us the chance and we will deliver. Mr. Speaker, enough of the rhetoric. Enough of the sweet words. We should be in action now. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I call on all stakeholders, government agencies, international organizations, civil society, and every Ghanaian to join forces in accelerating the gender equity agenda. Together, we can create a nation where every woman and girl have an equal chance to strive and contribute meaningfully to our collective progress. Let us rise beyond words and commit to concrete action to achieve true gender equality. Mr. Speaker, together, let us accelerate action. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. And my instructions to allow every woman. So let me start with Honorable Member for Tiwa East, Honorable Abena Osei Asare.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support my colleague who made a statement on the International Women's Day. I think for our nation, Ghana, we have done a lot, but there's more to be done. Thankfully, we have been able to pass our affirmative action bill, and this was under the NPP government. It had been on the shelves for about 20 good years, but I'm happy that during the time of President Akufo-Addo, we passed it, and then he also assented to it. We have done a lot for our women, like I said. For now, we have the first woman vice president. We've also had chief justices who are women. I think what is missing is a finance minister who is a woman. And I know that very soon, Ghana will be having a finance minister who is a woman. Mr. Speaker, women do a lot. We hold the economy in the home. We do a lot for our nation. All we are asking for is recognition. All we are asking for, Mr. Speaker, is recognition, because we do a lot. We are not asking for handouts, we are not asking for special privileges, but we are asking that you recognize the role we play. Because if you look at our population, the population of the world, women occupy more than 50% of the population. Yet when it comes to issues concerning women, you have more of the men, being those who, for one reason or the other, are being asked to speak on issues concerning women. Mr. Speaker, all we are asking for is not about being at par with you, but it's about recognizing our role and we complementing ourselves and making sure that at the end of the day, this world is a better place for all of us to live. We are the peacemakers, and we can make the difference as well. In every home, it is the woman who brings about peace in every role, be it at work, be it in the home, wherever we may find ourselves. So, Mr. Speaker, on this special day, we are asking not for any handouts, but we are asking that you recognize the important role we as women play in the home, in the society, at the workplace, and the world at large. So on this note, I'd like to wish all women a happy International Women's Day, especially the hard-working women in Etiwa East constituency. I'm sure that they all are praying very hard for me, that being the first woman in the role of the chairperson of Public Accounts Committee, that I will deliver and make sure I make the women proud as well as make the nation proud. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Honorable ladies, by counting, we have about almost 30 women, and my instruction is to allow each one of you to speak. So please, I am going to ensure that you don't speak more than 5 minutes. You see, Honorable Ladi will obviously speak. Today is your day. If you are going to add 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, you know it's going to take a lot of time. Please bear with me. Yes.
Speaker, I'm aware that the government statistician is here to brief us, so we need to agree on the number of contributors.
Honorable Leader,
Mr. Speaker,
the instructions
going to be at large.
Honorable Leader, I've taken it on board that I'm allowing every lady to speak. So
Speaker,
that is why
I'm guided. Speaker, yes. I'm guided.
So I've given a way to the government statistician to at least enjoy our ladies a bit before we invite him. So he's aware of today as Women's Day. So, Honorable, 5 minutes, please, and indulge with me. I know, but I want us to understand this because of the numbers. Because of the numbers, please indulge me in 5 minutes for each lady. I think it will be enough. So I can also have time for the government statistician. Other than that, some of the ladies will not get opportunity to speak, and that will also not be fine. So 5 minutes, that's the way I'm going. Yes, Minister for Fisheries.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I stand here also supporting the message that our leader, Honorable Comfordoyo, just gave on this day that we are marking women across the world. As the theme goes, we are talking about equity when it comes to issues relating to both men and women. I am happy that I was made a woman. I do not ever wish that I were a man, because of the responsibilities that our society places on men that sometimes are very difficult for them to bear, but they stoically go along with those responsibilities. Mr. Speaker, women hold the world together. Women in Ghana hold our economies together. Women in Ghana hold our societies together. When you take agriculture, 80% of food crop farmers are women. They make us eat. They make us move. They make us be able to serve our countries. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the sector that I work in, the fishery sector, most of the people who make us able to eat fish are women, the fish processors. On this occasion, I doff my hat out to all women of this country, for my forebears, the women who fought ahead of us, my colleagues who are still in the jungles fighting, and the young ones that are looking up to us. I wish and pray that we will all rise together, and together we will make our motherland great and strong. God bless us all women in this country. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Let me, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by Madam Comfort Doyo, our leader from the majority side. Mr. Speaker, as we commemorate the International Women's Day, let us recognize the invaluable contributions of women in Ghana and beyond. As progress has been achieved, challenges such as gender-based violence, unequal economic opportunities, and limited leadership representation persist. We must accelerate efforts to ensure equal access to education, healthcare, and economic empowerment for all women and girls, strengthening policies to promote female leadership, and also, Mr. Speaker, strengthening policies to promote leadership, and also fostering